The first Soulsborne is the weirdest, and I'm not talking about difficulty. This game had me staring at some shit named world tendencies, expecting me to understand it. And Demon's Souls never tells you if that confusion is intentional or if you're just a dumbass. But after Demon's Souls, a lot of these weird features seemingly disappeared. But why did they remove these features that they clearly put a lot of effort in? I'ma be so real. A lot of the initial Demon's Souls fun was looking at all the bullshit and trying to figure it out with absolute zero explanation. After you totally get your shit kicked in by this demon, you get thrown into this weird place called the Nexus with Mrs. Blind over here. And also just some person hanging upside down, cause why not? And here's where you also see the eye for the first time. You know, that thing you rightfully ignored because what the hell? This system is one of the coolest, most underutilized mechanics I have ever seen. World tendency. This is the credit score of Demon's Souls. It's just like real life. You don't really know what it does and then all of a sudden, boom, it's 400. Might as well give up. It's literally the same feeling right here. First pure confusion and then absolute dread. And can you really blame anyone? It looks so insignificant, but this eye literally dedicates how hard the game is. Let me say that again. This fuck-ass PNG chooses how hard these enemies hit you. And this one extremely important feature gets explained to you never. The wider the eye gets, the easier enemies get. And the blacker it gets, the harder enemies get. Interesting. And neither is really right or wrong, because there is such a thing as pure white and black world tendencies. And when you get either one, exclusive events happen in the world according to the color. This specific removed feature bums me out the absolute most, because pretty much all of these events are so fun to experience. Look at this sword, for example. It's just a wall on a stick. And all I had to do for this weapon was kill 2 bosses. You can also encounter things like these nightmares. What the hell am I supposed to think when seeing these little dudes? It's so funny to see random shit like this throughout the game. But it's so sad to see the system only get used in one game. Now the way to actually change what color you have is by killing the bosses of each world. The more you kill, the wider it gets. But if you die while you're in human form, it gets blacker. And that part had me so lost, cause I was like, what the hell does human form even mean? I am a human in this game, right? And that's where they get you. In Demon's Souls, you have human form and soul form, both with its pros and cons. In soul form, you have half HP, but when you die, the world tendency doesn't change. And in human form, your HP bar is 100%, but you guessed it, when you die, the eye goes dark. On my first playthrough of World 1, I completely fucked myself because I kept going into human form because I didn't know there were consequences for that. Imagine just little old me at the time, literally not knowing what Dark Souls is, thinking that the game is being nice to me by giving me more HP to fight this blob of slime. And boom, all of a sudden, enemies hit harder, I die in 1 to 2 hits and I want to cry. None of this was an accident, all of this was planned from the start. Demon's Souls is not here to lie to you, they just don't tell the truth. And by the time you realize this, you will also notice something else. Where the hell is my healing? I don't have a single damn flask in my book bag. Yep, that's right, we don't sip on no juice in Boletaria. Around these parts, we chew on grass. I am being so for real. Do you want to live? Eat the damn grass. And the funniest part being, the more inedible it looks, the more it actually heals you. But look at this, you're on 2 grass left and you need some more. So where do we get more grass? This part actually had me pissed off on my first playthrough. The first vendor that sells grass is all the way in bumfuck nowhere, posted up on this box, hiding behind more damn boxes. And the first time you see him and realize what he is, cause quite frankly, this dude looks hostile as shit, don't let him near your belongings. You get real excited. I can finally buy more healing, I'm so happy. What the fuck are these prices? This game bullies you so much. Looking at it now, I find it absolutely hilarious. But when I saw these prices with a crisp 85 souls in my pocket on my first playthrough, I wanted to quit forever. Now this way of making the healing was of course done to keep the game hard. This is still Demon's Souls after all, but this is one of those systems where you can see why they changed it. This was just made into some bullshit for the sake of trying to be hard. Thankfully they didn't bring this back. Until they did. What the fuck, Bloodborne? Why did you do this to me? Forget that. But yes, you will be out of grass a lot and at more risk of death. And death in this game might as well mean death in real life because of the system they had in place instead of bonfires. Archstones. Now the idea behind this is super understandable. Only the arenas of defeated bosses can be used as checkpoints. Kinda like having to hit the flag in a Mario game to actually complete that level. But the distance between bosses can be so long that the runbacks can be even worse than the boss itself. Now quite frankly, the idea of archstones and boss bonfires being more special than bonfires scattered throughout the world is really cool. But other than an idea, it doesn't really work that well. I have the feeling with some of these worlds that they were so super focused on making cool levels, because they did. World 3-1 and 4-1 instantly jump to mind, but those aren't the only amazing ones. But it is like the actual boss fight was a complete afterthought. Like, oh shit, we need some type of boss at the end. Ah, fuck it, just put Licky Tongue at the end of World 4-1 and add a bird, that'll do. Imagine if we had extra bonfires in the world, that would have been so clutch. Sometimes it's so horrible that an amazing boss kinda becomes a pain in the ass. False King Land is one of the coolest bosses this game has to offer, with quite frankly the sickest single attack of any Souls boss ever. If this man gets a hold of you, he steals a soul level. That's so sick. Now I can go and bitch about every single one of these mechanics on their own just because they hurt my feelings that one time while on my way to the Flame Lurker. More like 50 times, but you get the point. But if you put it all together, you will notice that these features didn't happen because of some random coincidence. Everything here works so damn well together. From the fact that healing runs out and that it's for the first half of the game at least pretty uncommon to buy and also very expensive. And that factor also makes running through these giant ass bonfire-less worlds even scarier. Along with the fact that your soul still belongs to the eye. Combined with you not knowing any of this because you never get told. And now all of a sudden it becomes really clear that the idea behind this game was amazing. But that's kinda the reason I'd say why they didn't continue the system like World Tendencies further. Most of the magic comes from not knowing what the hell is going on. It adds a certain layer of uncertainty for the first time that only works, you know, the first time. But now when I replay Demon Souls and kill a boss, I go to the Nexus to die. Now that I know that healing is kinda scarce, especially early game, I just kill myself if I think I'm about to waste too much. And these runbacks aren't scary or suspenseful anymore, they just become annoying. What they did do though is learn from these endeavors in the best way possible. Grass turned into Estus, still limited but at least it's there again when you die. Archstones are now bonfires with a lot more throughout the world, so you don't have a panic attack every time you die. And the world tendencies are sadly still missing, but what do you do? These systems are now way better for replayability, because it's more predictable. Demon Souls isn't the weirdest game because it's shit, it's the weirdest because they didn't have much to go off of, so they had the freedom to try whatever the hell they wanted. This game doesn't want to be fully known by you, it wants to fuck you over as hard as they can on your first playthrough, and they did a phenomenal job at doing that. And that's quite frankly why this is still such a beloved game. Nothing ever felt like it after this.